Gaming Bolt presents the top 15 games of 2017 so far. 2017 is officially half done, and that means we can take a look back at how the gaming industry has been treating us for the past 6 months. This year has already given us a ton of fantastic games, but some rise far above the rest. Here are the top 15 games of 2017 so far. Mass Effect Andromeda. The newest Mass Effect game doesn't quite live up to the standard previously set by the series, but that doesn't mean that it's a bad game. The Andromeda system has plenty of new planets to explore, enemies to fight, and mysteries to uncover. The combat is now more action-heavy than ever before, adding in jumping and dodging mechanics that speed up the pace of battle. Little Nightmares. The brilliance of Little Nightmares lies in its unique premise and beautiful art style. Sneaking through the darkness, avoiding enemies, solving puzzles, and working your way through the beautifully detailed environments is an experience that is unlike anything else released this year. Dark Souls 3: The Ringed City DLC. The Ringed City continues the adventure started in Dark Souls 3, offering up new areas and most importantly, new enemies. The intense difficulty of the series is at an all-time high, and the new bosses were breathtaking, perfectly capping off the Dark Souls series, bringing the fan-favorite game to an end. Halo Wars 2. The original Halo Wars was a good strategy game that was hampered by the fact that it was exclusive to console. The follow-up not only improved upon the controls, but gave players a great strategy title set in the Halo universe for both PC and console. It's a great spin-off that does a lot right. Fire Emblem Echoes: Shadows of Valentia. The newest Fire Emblem game is a departure for the series. It is a more straightforward experience combining the traditional turn-based strategy with dungeon crawling elements and a brand new story. It is a game for newcomers and steadfast fans alike. It has enough in common with older titles to appease loyal fans, and accessible enough for those who have never touched a Fire Emblem game before. Dirt 4. The Dirt series only gets better with age. Drifting through the mud and around uneven corners feels great, and there are plenty of great tracks to choose from. Tearing through the rain, dust, and snow is a great experience, and there's a lot to do and see. It's so much more fun racing through uneven terrain than speeding down a smoothly paved track. Injustice 2. Injustice 2 is simultaneously a fantastic fighting game and also a great superhero title. Each character feels incredibly well balanced, with flashy moves, easy-to-learn combos, and stunning super techniques. The story is also fantastic, continuing the riveting narrative started in the original game. Yakuza 0. As a prequel, Yakuza 0 is a great place for those new to the series to jump in. The unique blend of gameplay is still intact, with a healthy layer of 80s style thrown in for good measure. The Yakuza series continues to be unlike anything else on the market, and that is what sets it apart. Prey. Exploring a massive space station, combating terrifying aliens, disorienting yourself in zero gravity, and utilizing alien powers to make it through otherwise difficult challenges never ceases to be fun and incredibly rewarding. The combat isn't the strongest, but a unique arsenal with weapons like the glue gun helps set it apart. Nier Automata. Good character action games are hard to come by these days, but Platinum remains the king. Combining great hack-and-slash gameplay with a variety of other styles, the game's frantic nature keeps things fresh and incredibly fluid. The gameplay is incredibly polished, ensuring that the player always feels in control as they carve their way through herds of enemies. Resident Evil 7: Biohazard. Resident Evil returned to its roots this year, terrifying players with a story of a man trapped in a struggle against a family in an attempt to save his wife. The shift to first-person perspective made this feel uniquely horrifying. The series' core gameplay of slow and steady combat and puzzle solving is still intact and as good as ever. Resident Evil has truly returned. Nioh. As Dark Souls wraps up its run, Nioh steps in with similar gameplay and a setting that helps it differentiate itself. Ancient Japan teeming with evil spirits called yokai is certainly an interesting locale to fight through. The addition of stances help up the difficulty even further. You can tackle any foe in any stance, but knowing how best to position yourself is the key to not dying. Persona 5. After years of anticipation, Persona 5 finally hit the PS4 and brought the addicting combination of dungeon-crawling JRPG combat back to the masses. And it's better than ever. Not only has the series been refined to a T in its absence, it's also a great place for fans and newcomers to jump in. The story is a mature tale of delinquent kids discovering themselves and finding companionship in their flaws. It's both challenging and heartwarming. Horizon Zero Dawn. The fine folks at Guerrilla Games have left the Killzone series behind for Horizon Zero Dawn, a beautiful open-world action RPG. Stepping into the shoes of Aloy, an outcast from her tribe, players explore a world that has been returned to the Stone Age with one twist: robotic animals roam the wilds. It's a mix of sci-fi and fantasy that melds styles with great, fast-paced gameplay that actively challenges a player's reflexes and timing. The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Nintendo's latest entry in the storied Legend of Zelda franchise redefines open-world games in the same way that the original created the open-world action game. There are still dungeons to conquer and chests to discover, but the way you interact with these classic elements is different. There are no longer set weapons, instead letting the player wield multiple types of arms and dispatch enemies in a variety of ways. The same goes for the way that you can explore the world, finding the shrines, which are basically mini-dungeons, or simply exploring the massive, enticing world of Hyrule. And that'll be about it for this one. If you guys like what we're doing at Gaming Vault, please consider subscribing to our channel, and I'll see you guys on the next video.